Hello and welcome to the show. Today I'm out and about in a car park, so expect to hear some noise in the background. People driving by, people gisting, and all that kind of stuff. Now, today on the podcast, I want us to explore this idea that business is local. Now, let me repeat: business is local. Now, because of I decided let me set a timer today so that I don't spend 45 minutes going on and on and on. Let me be mindful of you guys' time. All right, where was I? So business is local now. So because of advancements with the internet and then with modern communication and then globalization, people think that the whole world is your market base, basically. So everybody just assumes, who is my market? Who am I selling to? Oh, I'm selling to everybody because I can create an Instagram handle, I can create a website, and so it means I can reach everybody. But is that the case? If you're an international company like Apple or Samsung, based in America, Europe, you make your gadgets in Asia and then you sell them in Africa, yeah, in a sense, the whole world is your market. But that's because you have size and that's because you have scale. But is everybody in that, is that the same context for everybody? And the answer is no. So for most of you who are SMEs, small and medium scale enterprises, you're a nano business, micro business, self-employed person, side hustle person, you understand now. For most of us, a lot of us have forgotten that business is primarily local. So you hear people talking about SEO and they're trying to optimize their sites for keywords and things like that, but then they're forgetting to optimize local. So you're in Abuja, your business is in Abuja, you run a laundry service, you're doing SEO, you're making sure that all the keyword is there, laundry, I don't know, what would the keywords be? Laundry, clean clothes, ironing, I don't know, whatever the keywords are supposed to be. But you forget to include Abuja in your SEO. You're just leaving it out there. And then you're now wondering that this SEO doesn't work. I mean, how will it work? You've forgotten that business is primarily local. So you're doing your SEO, you're leaving the thing open. So of course, people from Kano will come and be looking at your website. But how is that going to help you? Somebody in Kano looking at your website when you're based in Abuja. Business is primarily local. So you're doing your SEO thing, make sure your SEO game is also local. So that when people in Abuja go to Google, your website is something that shows up and then you can profit from that market. So when I say business is local, or when some people say business is local, what does that mean? It means that for most people and for most businesses, your ideal customers are physically not far from you. So back to the Abuja thing. For most people doing business in Abuja, your ideal clients are close to where you are. Even if it's not Abuja town, maybe 30 minutes to the left, 30 minutes to the right. Somehow, that is where your ideal customers are. Physically, they are not far from you. Eventually, we all want to be big, like Apple, like Samsung, or like in the business space, for instance, or maybe like Boston Consulting Group. Want to be big like Boston Consulting Group, so that if Nigerian government is doing something, you ask for McKinsey, or you ask for Deloitte, or you ask for Boston Consulting Group to come and write a report. So one day we want to be that big, so that as I'm here, I'm chilling. I build a very huge consulting agency, so that maybe people in Malaysia that are doing something, they'll be like, there's this guy in Nigeria. It'd be like, say that guy get brain. Let's call the guy. So yes, we all want to get to that level. But in the beginning, business is primarily local. Your ideal customers are physically not far from you, even though you can access the whole wide world. So if you're a wedding photographer based in Abuja, your market is Abuja, maybe Niger, maybe Nasarawa, maybe all those areas that you can, 45 minutes, 1 hour, you can drive and enter, so, that's your target market. Now, some of you are going to say for service-based professionals, because of the internet and because you can do remote work, that means you can target anywhere now. So that means you can be based in Abuja and then have your clients in Ghana, or have clients in Ireland, or in Malaysia, or in Australia. And yes, theoretically speaking, yes, that is the case. I can be here in Abuja and have clients in other places, because one client that I'm currently working with right now. Okay, well, we haven't started the workshop, but looking forward to starting the work. They have a gadget. They sell digital tech enabled devices, things like that. And they are based in Benin. So yes, I've been in Abuja doing work for people in Benin, doing work for people in Lagos, receiving inquiries from Ibadan. So yes, there's that possibility. Yes, it can happen. But even in this case, there will be benefits if you target local and grow local before you start expanding or before you go international. Now, why are we discussing this today? It's because a couple of days ago, like 2 weeks actually, woke up in the morning, getting ready for school, and then wifey says, biscuits has finished. I'm like, how can biscuit finish? I say, that's finished now. And then I checked. I said, oh yeah, that's true. Biscuit has finished. I forgot to go and buy biscuit. Not for me and wifey, of course, but for the kids. You pack lunch for them and stuff like that. Reminds me of the time when I told my son, he asked me, what did you guys used to have for lunch when you were my age? And I said, nothing. He said, what? I said, nothing. We didn't have lunch. We wake up in the morning, we eat breakfast. And then we walk to school. My school was Western One Primary School. And it was about 5 kilometers away from the house. So, not 5 kilometers, but I'm more like 2.5. But walk to the school, walk back was a 5 kilometer walk. So, me and my siblings, the 7 of us, we all used to walk to school. So, it was like that. You wake up in the morning, you eat breakfast, boil yam and palm oil or something. You stay in your uniform. Yeah, too late. You show up in school with palm oil stains. Just one of those things. Your teacher will now give you, now punish you and all that. So, that's how it used to be. We wake up in the morning, we eat breakfast, you walk to school. Then you walk back home, and then you eat lunch. And then that's it, and then you eat dinner. And my son is like, what? You guys didn't have lunch in school? I was like, no, there was no lunch in school. And, my son thought, my parents were being, what's the word? Wicked or horrific or something. I was like, look, it was just a different time, Shad. That's how we grew up, and that's how everybody grew up. You just wake up, you eat breakfast, and then you go to school. And then you come back and then you eat lunch. And then the day continues. Anyway, where was I? So biscuit has finished now. So nothing to pack for the children to, for that first break. Oh, by the way, that's also another thing that really, really impresses me. I mean, now they give children 2 breaks. That's ridiculous. I mean, during our time, we had 1 break, and the break was, I think, like 45 minutes or 1 hour. And that was enough. So I don't understand this one that you have a first break, which is, 30 minutes, and then there's another second break and something. Like, I beg, there are too many breaks. That's my own opinion, Sha. For those of you who are school administrators, I really think you're giving these kids too many breaks. Although you're doing something good, because children are no longer afraid of school, so that's good. Because I remember in our own days, man, exam time, some of us would catch exam fever. But, when it's time for exams, my children just, they wake up, and they just go and write their exams and they come back. And I'm impressed. So you people in education, you're doing something well. Children are no longer afraid of exams. Where was I now? Biscuit, yeah. So biscuit has finished now. So, no biscuit for school snacks. So, also, I also remember that, our laundry, the washing powder has finished. Toilet paper has also finished. So, I just went to the local shopping mart outside Barcelona Hotel. Sorry, not Barcelona, Bacaliga, yeah. Bacaliga Hotel in Apo. So I went there now. And I went to go and buy the stuff. And then I got to the checkout counter and it was time for payment. And then I saw a flyer. And I was like, what's this flyer doing here? And that's because it was for like a hair salon, barbing, nail, massage, all these, every shop, a beauty shop. But the thing is, the beauty shop is in Gwarimpa. The place that I was is in Apo. Now, depending on traffic, Gwarimpa can be anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes away from Apo and the Garki area. So I was wondering, why would this person come and place the flyer somewhere here? Because let's face it, it's not as if, there are other hair and beauty and nail and, and massage and everything in this area. So you're starting off new. Why would somebody just leave Apo and go all the way to Gwarimpa just to patronize your business? I don't think it makes sense. So, should you be placing your banner in Apo if your business is based in Gwarimpa? So like we said at the top of the hour, it depends. Some products require physical pickup, require you to be there in body. So, realistically speaking, very few people are going to go out of their way to travel 30 or 45 minutes to try out your new shop. So in my own opinion, it would have been much more effective for this guy or this babe to distribute their flyers in Gwarimpa. I think that is much more effective outreach. Because remember, business is local. So when you target your flyer distribution in Gwarimpa, and then you get plenty of buzz, plenty of traction in Gwarimpa, and you start popping off, that is what will now create the buzz that will now start pulling people from other parts of Abuja. That organic buzz. Only after you capture Gwarimpa first. Now, a very big example. 10 minutes. Okay, let me try and wrap this up. Now, a very big example is all these amala joints that we have in Gwarimpa. Like, I don't like amala, but my wife likes it. I think amala is disgusting. For me, I think the hierarchy is this. Pounded jam is the ultimate. After pounded jam, there's fufu. After fufu, there's eba. And the eba has to be yellow, not white. Then after that is the white eba. Then after that, we can now start entering the amalas. The millets. So the red millet, the grey millet, and then for me, amala is at the bottom of the scale. But anyway, that's just me. So my video guy, Shagun, he loves amala. My wife loves amala. My mom, she loves amala. So, I'm surrounded by amala lovers. I don't know why. So there's some amala joints now in Gwarimpa. Like one of them is called Ojo Elegba, and then there's a couple of other places, Amala Hot, Amala this, Amala that. There are plenty in Gwarimpa. But the thing is, because those Amala joints have generated buzz in Gwarimpa, that is the reason why my guy, Shagun, in Garki, can say, ahead of this new Amala spot, and boys, let's go and eat. It is because they have captured Gwarimpa first and generated buzz. Then people in other districts in Abuja will now go there and say, Mo, come chop. So not that you're starting your amala thing in Gwarimpa and then you now come and start dropping flyers in Apo and other districts in Abuja. No, that's not how it works. The business is local. You start the amala thing in Gwarimpa, you capture Gwarimpa, you put Gwarimpa on lockdown, eventually you gain a reputation, and then boys are flying in from other parts of Abuja just to come and eat world famous amala. So that is the dynamic. Business is local. And the dynamic is the same for service-based professionals. Because think about it. We started off saying, some of us want to blow, we want to be big. Like McKinsey and Co., like Deloitte, like Anderson, like Boston Consulting Group. Some of us want to blow, want to be big like that. And we'll get there in Jesus' name. But the thing is, because I have access to the internet, doesn't mean that from day one I should start targeting Ghana and South Africa. Then from there on, I'll expand to, Asia and then international market. No. Business is local. My aim should be to capture Abuja first. Then anytime you hear sales training, coaching, business development, you say, there's this boy in Abuja. Billy, I said, that guy get brain. This is his podcast. Call this guy. So the goal is to lock down Abuja first. From there, I'll be able to encroach small, enter Lagos. And then from there, Nigeria at large. Before I start exporting myself internationally over time. But business is local. You see, I'll start from my domot and then begin to expand. Not that from the beginning, I say I'm going to target Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Asia, Latin America, Western Europe, and then America. Remember how I said for Samsung and Apple, they have economies, they have size and economies of scale. So of course, if you have size and economies of scale, then you can do whatever it is you want to do. But most of us are not starting from that vantage point. So business is local. So summaries. Start local. If you have your flyers, drop your flyers local. You have other kind of marketing collateral, drop it local. Drop it in your neighborhood. Drop it in environs. And then begin to be growing from there. And that's one of the reasons why this podcast is for Nigerian business people. It is when I blow up in the Niger business community that Ghanaians will say, okay. All right, be like, say that boy. No problem, myself, let me try it, let me sample it. And then when Nigerians and Ghanaians are rocking my stuff, then South Africans will be like, okay, all right. Be like, say this boy has come of age. Let me see. Then when I'm rocking the African continent, it's then I can start beginning to flex and stretch. Small. I mean, if I build this whole, if I do this whole agency game right. But you see, that's how it works. Business is local. Start from my domot and then start moving out and out and out. There's no point in starting a real estate business in Victoria Island and then you now go and drop your flyer in Ibadan. That's an extreme case, and I doubt anybody would do it, but the rationale is the same. If you're going to be selling houses in Victoria Island, why go and drop real estate? Why go and drop your flyer in Ibadan on the off chance that maybe there's an Ibadan native who is interested in Lagos real estate and who has a house in Victoria Island? Yeah, that's possible, but man, that's quite a stretch. So just remember that business, primarily, for most of us, is local. It doesn't mean that we will remain local champion. It just means we start with physical proximity and then start to be going outside, small. And that's how the game is played. So, international aspirations, yes, very good. National aspirations, yes, very good. But we start local, we dominate local, and then we go out from there. If you'd love to connect with me for a strategy session, the business audit, or you want me to answer a couple of questions, the number to reach me on, that's my WhatsApp number as well, is 080-6466-2140. The country code is +234 for those of you who are not Nigerian. Then you can connect with me on LinkedIn. The name to look for is Tavishima Ayede. I also have a YouTube channel. It's the same name. Thanks for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next episode.